everyone. Welcome to Lamp Early On. I'm Joanne, and I'm so happy you could come with me today. Why don't we get started and sing a hello song together?
Is everybody happy?
Are you happy?
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Why don't we stomp our feet? If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. Hey, let's cover our eyes. If you're happy and you know it, cover your eyes. Peek-a-boo. If you're happy and you know it, cover your eyes. Peek-a-boo. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, cover your eyes. Peek-a-boo. Let's shout hooray now. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. Hooray. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. Hooray. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. Hooray. Let's do all four, okay? Okay. If you're happy and you know it, do all four. Peek-a-boo. Hooray. If you're happy and you know it, do all four. Peek-a-boo. Hooray. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, do all four. Peek-a-boo. Hooray.
Good job, everyone. Good singing. And I saw you doing all those motions. Great job. Now let's look at this felt board. What do you see on the felt board? Can you tell me? What is this? It's a tree. You're right, it's a tree. It's a special kind of tree. Can you tell me what kind of tree it is? Think about it for a minute. Look over the tree, see what you see. What does it look like? You're right, it's an apple tree. This is an apple tree, and this tree has many different apples on it of different colors. Shall we count them together? Let's count them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 apples. And let's go over and see what colors they are. What color is this apple? Somebody said yellow, that's right. And this apple? This apple is green. And this apple is red, right. And this apple is yellow. And this apple is, it's green. And one more apple. What color is this apple hanging on the tree? It's yellow, you're right. So let's see, how many yellow apples do we have? We have 1, 2, and 3. And what about green apples? How many green apples do we have on the tree? Let's count together. 1, and way over here is 2. We have 2 green apples. And how many red apples do we have? What do you think? We have 1 red apple. Very good counting, and you know your colors very well. Now let's look down at the bottom of the tree. And what do you see at the bottom of the tree? Do you see these? These are, yes, that's right, these are baskets. Let's see how many baskets we have. 1, 2, 3. And this basket has the number 1 on it, and it's on a piece of red paper, you're right. And what number is on this basket? Does anybody know? 2. Very good. Number 2 is on this basket. And this basket's color is green. Great. And we have one more basket over here. And this basket has a different number. What number is that? Do you know? You are right. It's number 3. And number 3 is on what color basket? Yellow. Very good. Now what we're going to try to do together is we're going to put our apples in our baskets. Are you going to help me do that? Can you help me? So we're going to try to find 1 red apple, 2 green apples, and 3 yellow apples. So look at all our apples. Where shall we start? Shall we start with number 1? Let's start with number 1. Do you see our 1 red apple? You do. You do. You're correct. Here it is. So let's bring this apple down and we'll put it on our red basket. And the red basket has number 1 and we have 1 red apple. And that is perfect. Let's move over to this green number 2 basket. So that tells us how many green apples are we going to look for this basket. We're going to look for 2, right? We're going to look for 2. So let's look on our tree. Do you see 2 green apples? Do you see them? Can you find them? Point to them. Point to them. That's right. There's one right there. Let's bring it down and put it on our green basket. So right now we have 1 green apple. What do we need to do now? Because there's a number 2 here. Right, we need to bring another green apple down. Do we see it on the tree? Point to it. That's right, there it is. Let's bring it down into the green basket. So now we have our number, what's the number again? It's number 2. And let's count our green apples. We have 1 green apple and 2 green apples. So these 2 apples match the number 2. Good job. And we have 1 more basket to fill. Now this basket has the number, yes, 3. So we think we have to find how many yellow apples on the tree. We need to find 3 apples. 3 yellow apples. You are right. So can you point to them and find them for me? This one is yellow. So let's bring this one down and put it in our yellow basket. And we have 1 yellow apple. Is that the right number? Maybe we need some more yellow apples. So let's try another yellow apple and bring that down onto our basket. Is that the right number of apples in that basket? Remember, we have a number 3, and let's count our apples. 1, 2. So that means you're right, we need to bring this other yellow apple down. Let's bring this apple down into our yellow basket. And now let's count our yellow apples. We have 1, 2, and 3. And those 3 apples match the number 3 on the basket. You did an excellent job helping me with this activity. So all the apples are in the correct baskets. Okay, now we're going to continue with our activity, and we're going to take away some of these apples, and we're going to put 3 apples back on the tree, 1 of each color. So let's get started. We'll put the red apple a yellow apple, and a green apple. Very good. And we'll just take these apples away and we can put them in a basket. And now we're going to sing a little apple song. Have you ever seen an apple, an apple, an apple? Have you ever seen an apple on a tree? A red one, a yellow one, and even a green one. Have you ever seen an apple on a tree? Good job. And now we're going to take one apple off and another apple off. We're going to leave one apple on this time. Way up high in an apple tree, one little apple smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came that apple. It was good. Where's my apple? Where is it? It's in my tummy, and it was good. Apple picking day.
In the morning, we leave town. Drive past woods, all gold and brown. Over hilltops, big and small, I see apples. Hello, fall. Tractor takes us to the trees. I spot ladders in the leaves. Run down this row, follow me. Lots of apples on that tree. I pick high, you pick low. In our basket, apples go. Hungry blue jay flaps and hops, jabs a bad one, down it drops. Share an apple, hey, my turn. Crunch, crunch, munch, yuck, a worm. See that apple way up there? On my tiptoes, I grab air. I try again. Down come two. One for me and one for you. Boy in that tree makes a face. Quick, pick faster. Start a race. Tractor pulls us to the shed. We sort apples, green and red. Apple cider, apple pie. Apple donuts, hot and fried. Fun day over. We love fall. Yummy apples, best of all.
The end. We had so much fun doing our other felt board activity, didn't we? Did you enjoy that? I did too. And look, we have another activity on the board. What do you think this is a picture of? Can you try and tell me what you think it is? Yes, they're apples. And they are all green apples. That's right. And what is this? What do you think this is? What are the apples sitting on? They're sitting on a wall. Very good. You can kind of see the bricks. You can kind of see the bricks. Have you ever seen apples sitting on a wall? Let's count our apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 green apples sitting there's a song about that. So why don't we sing it together? 5 green apples sitting on a wall. 5 green apples sitting on the wall. If one green apple should accidentally fall, there'll be 4 green apples sitting on the wall. 4 green apples sitting on the wall. 4 green apples sitting on the wall. If one green apple should accidentally fall, there'll be 3 green apples sitting on the wall. 3 green apples sitting on the wall. 3 green apples sitting on the wall. If one green apple should accidentally fall, here he goes. There'll be 2 green apples sitting on the wall. 2 green apples sitting on the wall. 2 green apples sitting on the wall. If one green apple should accidentally fall, there'll be 1 green apple sitting on the wall. 1 green apple sitting on the wall. 1 green apple sitting on the wall. If one green apple should accidentally fall, there'll be no more apples hanging on the wall. There's no more apples hanging on the wall. All the apples fell down. All 5 apples fell down, and now there are 0 apples. Very good. You counted so well. And now we're going to do some patterning. And you're going to help me do some patterning. And we'll do it together. We're going to put a green apple, and then maybe, how about a yellow apple? And a green apple, and another yellow apple, and a green apple again. And now something goes here. What color apple do you think goes next? Let's go over our sequence. We have green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow. Very good. Excellent, excellent. Very good job. Shall we try one more? Let's try one more pattern. We'll take these off for a minute. And we'll start with green, yellow, and red, and green, yellow, and what do you think will come next? You have to look very carefully, and you look for the pattern. What can you see? What looks familiar? Let's go over it together. We have green, yellow, red, green, yellow, and red. Very, very good. Very good job. Very good patterning. You did an excellent, excellent job. Now let's sing a song with our fingers, and we'll do some counting. Are you ready? 1 little, 2 little, 3 little fingers, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little fingers, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little fingers, 10 little fingers on my hand. Let's wiggle them. Wiggle and wiggle and wiggle your fingers. Wiggle and wiggle and wiggle your fingers. Wiggle and wiggle and wiggle your fingers. 10 little fingers on my hand. Why don't we shake them? Shake and shake and shake my fingers. Shake and shake and shake my fingers. Shake and shake and shake my fingers. 10 little fingers on my hand. And we can clap and clap and clap our hands. Clap and clap and clap our hands. Clap and clap and clap our hands. 10 little fingers on my hand. Good job, my friends. Now we did a few things with our fingers, didn't we? We wiggled them and we shook them and we put them together with clapping. What else can we do with our fingers? What can you think about? Something fun you can do with your fingers. How about finger painting? Very good. I think we should do some finger painting, and maybe let's do it about apples. Have you tried finger painting before? Do you not know what finger painting is? You paint with your fingers. And there are special kinds of finger painting paint, but you can actually finger paint with any kind of paint. And you can even make edible finger paint from pudding or some cornstarch and milk or water, and you can have lots of fun. So what we're going to do right now, as you can see, well, what do we have on here? What is this? It's an apple. Yes, and it's a red apple, and it's a big apple. So what we're going to do is we are going to paint over the apple all the way out onto the white paint, and we're going to see what happens. Are you ready? Let's see what happens, and we're going to make the apple disappear. Okay, let's try. Wow, look at that. And when you're finger painting, you can feel how the paint feels. And you can describe and use your words. What does that paint feel like? It feels kind of sticky. It feels kind of cold. It feels soft. It feels kind of wet. So let's keep working on. We're going to make our apple disappear. Can you still see our apple? Oops. It almost fell off. Uh-oh. 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 Falling off. I'm going to try and fix it. There. Try and stay there, Mr. Apple. Thank you. So we can keep painting you. We can still see you. Takes a lot of paint to paint over this apple. It's a lot of paint. It's so messy, and actually it feels very, very nice. Very, very nice to paint. Finger painting feels very nice, and it's very relaxing. And it feels so nice in your hands. Oh boy, I think I can't see our apple anymore. Can you see our apple? I don't know where our apple is. Now this kind of painting is called finger painting, but it's also called reverse stenciling. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see what happens if we pull up our apple and see what happens. Wow! What do you see there? What do you see? another apple. What color is this apple? This apple is white. That's right. So what we did, remember, you can tell your adult to cut you a shape, any kind of shape, and tape it on paper, and you can get lots of fun paint, all kinds of colors, whatever colors you like, and make it disappear. And then afterwards, you slowly, carefully pull it off, and you're going to have the same picture underneath in a different color. Good job, my friends. Excellent. And you have fun with this when you do it at home. I want to thank you for joining me today. We did a lot of very fun and interesting activities together, didn't we? And I had a lot of fun doing them with you. Okay, everyone, we've been very, very busy today, haven't we? We've been working on a lot of activities. And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling kind of hungry, and I think it's time for a snack. And what nicer snack is there than applesauce? So why don't we together make some applesauce, and you can help me. And first, we're going to look at these apples that are on the table. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 apples, and they're different kinds of apples. This apple is a gala apple. This yellow apple is a golden delicious. This pretty apple is a honey crisp, and it has many different pretty colors on it. And this last one is a Granny Smith apple. It's kind of sour. Some apples are sweet and some apples are sour, and some apples are bigger and smaller. They come in different shapes, and there's many, many different kinds of apples. When you go to the store shopping with your family, you can look at the apples and see how many different kinds there are. So why don't we get started? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to wash our apples, and that's something you can really, really help with. So we're going to put our apple in the water, and we're going to give it a really good scrub and make it nice and clean. Very good, and then we'll towel it off. And for today, we'll just use this one apple, okay? Just to show how to make applesauce. Now, one thing I want to show you, inside the apple is, you can see it, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a tiny, tiny little star. And inside the star, there are seeds, and we can count the seeds. Can you see how many seeds there are? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seeds in the apple star. It's very, very pretty. So I'm going to continue peeling. And after your adult cuts the apples, then you can help cut the apples also and make them even smaller with one of your very own children's knives, because they're safe. But always make sure you have an adult nearby to make sure everything is safe for you. This is going to be so delicious. Fresh apples are delicious too, and we can eat those. Sometimes we can have those with cheese, or we just eat them by themselves, and they're very crunchy and delicious. But this time we are going to cook them into applesauce. And so what we're going to do is cut them in the smallest pieces as we possibly can, and then we're going to put them in our pot. now we're gonna put them on the stove. We're gonna turn the stove on and pretend this is a real stove. This is where your adult is gonna help you. And they're gonna cook the applesauce for you. It's gonna take a little bit of time. It's gonna take maybe about 15 or 20 minutes. And you might wanna add just a little bit of water in there to make the apple softer. And after it's cooked, you can take it off the stove. And it smells very, very delicious. And then we're gonna put it in the fridge to cool down. And a little while later, when it's cool, you can bring it out of the fridge and you have your ready, all finished applesauce. I can't wait for you to try it. But now it's time to say goodbye. Until next time. Goodbye, children. Goodbye, children. Goodbye.